Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So, today we have a battle against Boogwen. So, as you can see on the side there, his team looks pretty interesting actually. Looking at my team, it is the same one that I've been using the past several games here. So, we just want to, of course, make a quick note of the opposing team here before we decide what we want to lead with. So yeah, what do we want to lead with in this one? Actually, that is a tough call because there's a number of different ways that this could play out. So, alright, so I think we're actually going to go with the Rotom in this one. And we're going to see how that works out. Alright, so it looks like he is going to lead with the Yanmega, which is actually pretty good for us, I think, as we do resist both the stab moves with the Rotom Heat. So, yeah, so I don't know if he's going to want to stay in on this matchup or not. Definitely a little bit of a choice to make here because he does have the electric immunity, obviously. So, yeah, I think it would be a little too risky to go for the Volt Switch, so I think we're just going to actually go ahead and fire off an Overheat here right out of the gate, see what he wants to do. And so he is just going to protect, unfortunately. Kind of figured he would. And so, yeah, obviously Overheat not going to hit this thing. And he is going to, of course, get that speed boost. So, pretty standard stuff there. So yeah, I think there's no reason to not just stay the course here, so we're just going to go ahead and click the Overheat again. We are choice specs locked into that, so yeah, and then we'll see what he wants to do with that information there. We could have switched, but don't want to make any crazy predictions this early just yet. So we'll see what he wants to do here. And he is indeed going to switch, so... and he is going to come in with the Crawdaunt. So, yeah, we're going to hit this thing with a max special attack choice specs Overheat. And that is actually just going to be enough to go ahead and one-shot that Crawdaunt, it looks like, actually. Yeah, so that is pretty great for us. We take the harsh special attack drop, but that is going to knock him down to 5. So that is pretty incredible for us, actually, getting rid of a pretty big threat right out of the gate. So now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Latias, which is yet another threat for us, as my team does not really deal well with strong psychic presence, unfortunately. So we can't really stay in on this matchup also, unfortunately, so we're going to have to bring something in to face this thing, and we don't have a ton of great options, honestly. So... yeah, looking at the rest of his team, we might have to make a difficult choice here. So I think we're actually just going to go ahead and switch the Muck in, unfortunately. Kind of just have to do what we have to do here. So yeah, going to go ahead and bring that in. Shiny, of course, thanks to that Shiny hunt on the Captain's Quests. That isn't going to super help us here. He is going to go for a Surf, so that's interesting, which is going to take us down by about a third, which is not too bad for us, actually, and then we are going to get some HP back with the Black Sludge. So he may well be choice items on this thing, as a lot of times they are, so this is going to be an interesting situation here. If he's not choice items, he'll most certainly take us out with a Psychic attack. But so I think actually what we're gonna do, I kind of want to substitute actually, because if he is choice item, he has to switch. If he's not choice item, we're gonna go down to an attack for sure. So we're just gonna go substitute here, and indeed he is. Looks like he might be choice because he is gonna go for the switch here, which is pretty nice. He's gonna come in with the Yanmega, which is a little unfortunate, but we are going to go ahead and set the substitute up, so that's actually, we get that for free, which is pretty nice. And then we're going to get some more HP back with the Black Sludge, so that's not too bad for us. This time around here, we're just going to go ahead and click Poison Jab, no reason not to, as he's actually just going to Air Slash, looking to break the sub. So, yeah, he gets a crit. I don't know if that mattered or not. He does break the sub there, and he's going to take some Life Orb damage, so that's good to know. We are going to hit him with a Poison Jab in return. We're max attack, and even so, that's not going to do a ton of damage to this thing, honestly. It's only going to take him down a little below half, as he gets another speed boost, so that's not great. We get some more HP back with the Black Sludge. I think this is probably about the best we can hope for with Muck here, so we're just going to stay in and Poison Jab again. Don't know how well we're going to take an Air Slash, but he does land the next one, and it knocks us down to 17 HP in the red, but we do survive, and we don't get flinched, which is nice. He takes more Life Orb damage, and the second Poison Jab is going to go ahead and finish that Yanmega off and drop him down to 4, so that is pretty much best case scenario for us in that situation. So yeah, happy with that, as we do get some more HP back with the Black Sludge. So we will see what he wants to bring in response, and it is going to be the Mamoswine. So yeah, no point in switching at this point, so we're just going to go ahead and click break here in case he overpredicts or tries to set a hazard. And he is just going to go for an Ice Shard, actually. And from that range, we definitely can't take one, so that's going to finish the Muck off and drop us to 5. But that's kind of okay. Muck definitely more than did its job in that one. So now we have to decide what we want to bring in to face this thing, and I think the answer is going to be the Machamp, actually. So we are going to go ahead and come in with that. And so yeah, I don't expect him to want to stay in on this match, actually, so I think we're just going to go ahead and go for a knockoff here, thinking he might want to switch, and he actually stays in, so that's interesting. Goes for the Stealth Rock to get the entry hazard set up on us, which is not great. We are going to go for a knockoff in return. Takes him down by about a third and gets rid of his Focus Sash, so he just decided he wanted to stay in to get the hazard set up. So yeah, it is what it is there. Unfortunately, I don't think he's within range that a Bullet Punch could take him out, so I think we're just going to have to go Dynamic Punch here in case he decides to stay to sack this thing off. And indeed, he does stay in, so we're going to have to take an Earthquake from this thing, which knocks us all the way down to 2 HP with a critical hit, actually, so that's really unfortunate for us. But we're going to go ahead and Dynamic Punch this thing in return to go ahead and take it out and knock him down 3. So, but that is really bad. We get some HP back with the leftovers, but we are barely alive here on the Machamp, which is obviously bad news for us. So, yeah, now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Dragonite. So, at this point, we kind of have a little bit of a choice to make, because we could Bullet Punch this thing to break the multi-scale, but we could also Stone Edge in case he tries to Dragon Dance. So, that's kind of a little bit of a judgment call here. I think the best thing we could do is probably go Stone Edge, I think. Maybe, yeah. Because, I mean, actually it is a tough call, because we don't want to leave the multi-scale intact, honestly, but at the same time, yeah, if he goes for that, goes for the Dragon Dance, that would be bad news. I think that'd be worse than actually leaving the multi-scale intact, so we're going to go ahead and Stone Edge here. And he is indeed just going to go Scream Speed, so it didn't really matter one way or the other. So, yeah, it's going to go ahead and take our Machamp out and knock us to 4. So, yeah, not the best thing in the world, but we do still have options here. So we're going to go ahead and come in with the Rotom now. His ground type is gone, so we know we can freely use electric moves, which is nice. We do take some Stealth Rock damage there. And so we're just going to go ahead and attempt to fire off a Choice Specs Volt Switch here, as he stays in and goes Dragon Dance. So he is going to get that +1 attack and speed, which is definitely not good for us, obviously. We're going to go ahead and hit this thing with a Choice Specs Volt Switch, which thanks to multi-scale is not going to do too much damage. And then we do get the switch, so we have to decide what we want to bring in to face this thing. And honestly, I think the best thing we can do at this point is come in with the Alakazam, I think. So that's what we're going to do. So yeah, and then he is going to regain some HP with the leftovers. So depending on the set, we could still potentially outspeed this thing. But yeah, I think the best thing we can do here is just go for a Dazzling Gleam and see what happens. That's what we're going to do. He is going to just E-speed us, which is going to knock us all the way down to the Focus Sash, but we do survive because of it, as we're going to go for a Dazzling Gleam on this thing, and it is not quite enough, actually, to knock this thing out, which is actually really bad for us, as he does get HP back with the leftovers. So, yeah, this is actually kind of a pretty bad situation for us. So yeah, I think, unfortunately, I think the best thing we could do at this point, we kind of, do we want to save Alakazam or not is the question, and I think we actually do want to try to save Alakazam here, so we're gonna go ahead and switch in with Flygon. Basically, it's fodder at this point. We're kind of in a bad spot, but we're gonna have to play this pretty carefully if we want to have a chance here. So we're gonna come in with Flygon, and we're gonna take the rocks, and he is gonna go Extreme Speed, which is gonna knock us down to about a third, but we do survive, and then he's gonna get more HP back with the leftovers. So he is most certainly going to outspeed us here. We're just going to go ahead and click Outrage, not really going to matter, and he does have Extreme Speed anyway on deck, so he's just going to keep spamming that at +1, and that is going to go ahead and take our Flygon out, dropping us to 3, as he does regain more HP with the leftovers here. So definitely not a great spot to be in. Pretty much the only thing we can do, I think, at this point is yeah, I think the only thing we can do is come in with the Omastar and hope that we can either take an attack from this thing or that he doesn't have the best of coverage. We do take the Stealth Rock damage, and so we're going to go ahead and go for the Ancient Power here. It's the best move we have. And of course he is packing Earthquake, obviously, and at +1 we cannot take that, unfortunately. So yeah, that's going to get rid of the Omastar and knock us down to 2 as he keeps getting HP back with the leftovers. So we're unfortunately at this point probably pretty much screwed. So we're going to go ahead and come back in with the Rotom, and we are going to have to take another round of Stealth Rock damage, leaving us at about half. So yeah, I think the best thing we can do is just go Volt Switch again, but we probably won't be able to survive. He is going to go Extreme Speed, actually, and at +1 we can't take one from that range, so that's going to go ahead and knock us down to 1 as he gets more HP back with leftovers. So yeah, we pretty much lost this at this point. There's nothing much we can do. The last Pokemon here is going to be the Alakazam, so we're going to go ahead and come back in with that. Not going to go down to the Stealth Rock, of course, thanks to Magic Guard, but it's not really going to matter. Just going to click Dazzling Gleam here, as he is just going to continue to spam that +1 Extreme Speed, and that will surely finish off the Alakazam from that range, and that is game. So we're going to lose that run, that one 3-0 to Boogwen. Pretty good match there. But unfortunately, the +1 Dragonite got ahead of us there, and thanks to the spreads he had and the Pokemon we had left, we just didn't have any answer for it, unfortunately. But the crit on the Machamp really hurt us, because we were kind of depending on that Machamp to be able to deal with the Dragonite. So yeah, the crit definitely hurt us. But yeah, that is the way she goes sometimes. But still a good match nonetheless. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy. And stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So, that's it, and we'll see you next time.